So Pat McCrory is a former governor of North Carolina. It's always fun to say former. And it's because, among many different reasons, but really primarily because he did a very controversial bill in North Carolina about bathrooms. I mean, it's ridiculous, but he cared to regulate, the guys from small government, cared to regulate who goes into what bathroom and was just adamant about it. It wound up costing his state a lot of business and a lot of money. People didn't appreciate that, and they threw him out of office. Well, he was at Trump's inauguration trying to enjoy the festivities anyway, when some protesters caught up with him. Now, the video you're about to watch is, in my opinion, super fun. Wound up having ramifications where now legislators in North Carolina are trying to make what you're about to see illegal. Okay, it's unbelievable. And by the way, most importantly, you know, we showed you a video yesterday of Richard Spencer, an alt-right guy, white supremacist, getting punched in the face. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I emphasize that heavily. On the other hand, voicing your opinion is as American as apple pie. And that is certainly what this gentleman, among others, is doing as they see Pat McCrory. I don't know what my favorite part is, the chants, how excited they are, how much McCrory runs, or how much he gets trapped. Watch.
Shame on you! 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 You anti-gay bigot! You're a bigot! You're a bigot and an asshole! Shame on you! 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 You're not a man! You're a coward! You're anti-bigot! You're anti-gay! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! How can you be like that? Shame! 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 We got you now! Shame! 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 Shame!
A few moments later.
Shame! 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 Shame!
That was phenomenal. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what my favorite part is. That they have recreated the Game of Thrones chant.
Shame. Shame.
They needed a bell.
Shame.
Okay, or that he got confused in mid-chant and called him an anti-bigot, and he's like, no, wait, you're a bigot and anti-gay. I don't know if it was his voice. I don't know if it was his enthusiasm. I don't know if it was the part where he says, you're a bigot and an asshole. Or when he says, no, this has got to be it, and it's going to go on the soundboard. We got you now. They got you, Pat McCrory. They got you. Okay. So, now look, that's good, wholesome fun. One side has a political opinion, the other side's trying to run for the hills, and nobody was even remotely close to being in danger there. But it was Austin Powers through and through, including, by the way, the guy that I love, who we can't see, was holding the camera and chanting. His voice a little like Austin Powers. We're going to go back to that in a second. And then Pat McCrory gets trapped like an Austin Powers, like, can't get out. Right? Like a Bush moment, too. We're like, can't open this door. All right, Austin, hit it one more time.
You heard us, Pat McCrory!
Shame! Shame!
You heard us, Pat McCrory!
Shame! You heard us! You heard us, Pat McCrory! You heard us! Yeah, we know what you're doing! You're protecting the homophobes! You cops are protecting the homophobes and the bigots! You're protecting the homophobes and the bigots! That's what you're doing!
There are only two things that scare me. Nuclear war and carnies. Small hands. Anyway, look, I'm kidding around, but I love that protest because there was absolutely nothing physical, no danger whatsoever. and people got to voice their opinions. And hey, McCrory got to booted out of office. You voice your opinions through your votes too. That's fine. And look, I've had people yell at me in the streets. That's okay. I mean, people say nice things. I'm sure they do to McCrory too, maybe. and then sometimes they disagree. Hey, we're all Americans. It's not a big deal, right? But now North Carolina has made it a big deal. Now, this was just going to be a fun story until it took this twist. Today, there's a legislator, Senator Dan Bishop, who wants to propose a bill to make what you just saw illegal, with a sentence of up to 5 years in jail. What? That's mental. This would make it a crime, his proposed legislation, make it a crime to threaten, intimidate, or retaliate against a present or former North Carolina official in the course of or on account of the performance of his or her duties. Look at how much they feel above the law. They feel like, oh, no. Current or former, for anything we have ever done, if you even, intimidate us or retaliate against us based on our performance of our duties, how dare you? We are royalty. What do you think you are, an American? And voice your opinion against the government? I mean, to say that it goes against the First Amendment and the freedom of speech is a gross understatement. And these are the guys who claim that they are constitutionalists. Have you ever even read the Constitution? Now we're not even allowed to yell at our politicians, our crooked politicians that we don't agree with. We're not allowed to criticize them, or otherwise they will feel intimidated. There's no assault there. There's no threat of physical harm, not remotely. I mean, look, I don't have to tell you. You just saw the tape yourselves. That's all there was to it. But Dan Bishop says, quote, it was a chanting mob and ubiquitous leftist rioters. What riot? Did anybody overturn a car there? Was anything set on fire? That's a riot? If that's a riot, every Tea Party protest that ever happened was the biggest riot we've ever seen in our lives. And you're now complaining about chanting mobs. Did you ever go to a Trump rally? Lock her up, lock her up. And by the way, that could be a lot more intimidating and threatening. Now you're gonna make that illegal? You're gonna send everybody at a Trump rally to 5 years in prison? Now the Republicans in North Carolina just don't believe in democracy. Now McCrory lost, and you remember what they did? As soon as he lost, they stripped the governor of almost all of his powers. Immediately thereafter, they're like, no, that's it. We're done with it. A governor, when he's a Republican, should have all these powers. But since the Republicans control the legislature, if it's a Democratic governor, I don't care what the people of North Carolina want. They want a Democratic governor? No mandate, no nothing. We don't care about the voters. We're Republicans in North Carolina. All we care about is our donors and corruption. And so, no, you don't get to have the governor you want. And if you dare even criticize a former governor, well, then we're going to put you in prison. Those positions are not even remotely conservative. They're certainly not progressive. They're not even American. So the people in North Carolina who support these Republican legislators, you better know what you're actually supporting. Because one day, if you yell at them, they'll put you in prison. This is the most anti-freedom bill I've seen in a long, long time in America. I'm not sure I could recollect one worse than this. So, hey man, if you want to keep enabling authoritarians who don't believe in freedom and who don't believe in this country and who don't believe in the Constitution, you keep voting Republican in North Carolina. But if you love this country and you love our Constitution, I would show them your voice in a different way. The next time there's an election, understand what they represent. And if you're against that, get them the hell out of office. And then yell at them afterwards. Fix the media. Be the media. Come join us. tytnetwork.com/join.